Hey guys, it's Friday. It's a day to get a little relaxation once you get done with all your work. I'm here enjoying a little cigarella. Mm, uh, got a little lesson for you today. It's a little bit about cigars. The reason I got this little fella is that I think it's what Clint Eastwood usually smokes in Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more. Call it the Man with No Name trilogy. You know, he always puts it in the corner of his mouth, and yeah, it's a pretty good smoke. But I want to talk about today. I don't know if you've ever seen a green cigar. It's called a candela. As you can see, yeah, this is not a green cigar. It's a brown cigar. So I'm going to talk to you about why it's green and why a bunch of aficionados really don't like the idea of candelas. So let's go to the curing process. So when you're making tobacco, you cut it, and then what you do is you bring it inside a barn. And during that time, when it's inside the barn, the oils on the leaf will seep inside it, and then it'll darken the leaf a little bit. And then you take the leaf and you take it outside, and you do this for a season or a year, depending on where you are. And you take the leaf that has darkened and you take it outside, and the oils will reemerge on the outside of the leaf. And then next season, same thing. You take it back into the barn, the oils will seep into the tobacco, and you do this over and over. And this is the curing process. It matures the leaf. It gives it stronger flavor. Typically, not always, the darker the tobacco leaf, kind of the more complex or strong, bold the tobacco is, and conversely, sometimes the lighter, the more mellow, the more smooth. You're looking at your Connecticut wrappers, stuff like that. It's a light brown. But cigar aficionados, they don't like the green ones. And why would they not like the green ones? So the process with that is very, very similar. They cut the tobacco leaf off of the plant, and then they put it in the barn. And that's about where it ends. They light a large fire, and they get it really, really hot inside that barn, and it kind of it quick cures the leaf, and it makes it available to smoke. Ooh, the wind's doing some fun stuff to my hair, but that's what it does. It cures the leaf and turns it green really, really quick. And so aficionados are like, "Hey, that's cheating. You're not doing the leaf justice. You're not giving it time to age. You're getting it ready to roll and put it right in the consumer's mouth." And so a lot of people just don't like the process. I mean, it's not like it's an acid where they're just spraying it with a bunch of chemicals, give it a cherry flavor, some BS like that. But there's a deeper lesson there. Is that a lot of people they're caught up in this idea that you have to put in a lot of time. You gotta work 40 years before you can be financially free. Anything that's a shortcut is inherently bad. Now the problem with that thinking is that the Candela, it kind of competes with a lot of really good cigars, but it got there fast. And I think there's a lot of jealousy in our society, especially when you see someone who's like under 30 and they have like a net worth of 10 mil, something like that, or they're internet famous, or they're like Mr. Beast or something. Like, oh, you didn't do the work, but here's the thing. They added something to the system. They got value add, and they got paid for it. But a lot of people are like, oh, but he's not a doctor. He didn't go 4 years in undergrad and then 4 years to med school, taking his MCATs and then doing his residency. And yet this little, POS is making more money than, doctors who are saving lives. Well, I'm sorry, but it just happened to be that way, that for whatever reason, the eyeballs that followed someone, or that the deals that they struck, end up being more impactful on society than, 3 patients a day, which is it's not saying it's bad work, but let's be honest, the earning potential of trading your time for money is it's limited by how much time you're able to actually work in a day versus people who are able to multiply and really have exponential returns because they're providing goods. I can't remember. I think it was Neil Bortz. He was a radio host. I think he was an Aggie too. Don't hold that against him. He came up with fair tax, but he said his father sat him down and said, "There's 2 types of people in this world. One type of people who work with their hands, and the other type that works with their minds." And he said that guided him to understand that writing a book, being on radio, reaching hundreds of millions of people is a better use of an hour than unclogging a toilet and being a rich plumber. And yes, plumbers do make bank now. And so there is an entire aspect of scale that is in our economy. So don't get mad when the candela, when the green tobacco tastes better than the old tobacco. It can compete in its value. So anyways, that's all I got for today. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks, guys. Bye.